Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be telling you ways you can invest in Nigeria. I believe investment is a big part of life, and that's why I'm using this video to discuss 6 investment opportunities in Nigeria. A lot of people in diaspora, people in Nigeria as well, are looking for different ways which they can invest in their future, maybe for retirement or for extra incomes and interest at the end of the year or at the end of the month. All these steps I'm going to be listing are very practical steps. Some of them I have invested in them, or I know family members that have invested in these ventures, or I'm looking to invest into some of them. I'm coming from a practical point of view, and I hope you'll find this video beneficial. Let's get started. One of the ways you can invest in Nigeria is directly related to what I do in this channel. That will be through real estate investment. Real estate investment is one of the most profitable and most secure and most practical ways which you can invest in Nigeria. Real estate industry in Nigeria is not yet mature when compared to other countries. In Nigeria here, you can buy a land for as low as $1,000. That's about 850,000 naira, as low as that. In other part of the world, I don't think you can even get anything close to that. So this is a huge opportunity in Nigeria because we have a vast population. We have a very high population in Nigeria. And real estate is more profitable in places like Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, and other emerging cities like Asaba, Ibadan, and other fast-growing cities. Why? This is because of the basic principle of demand and supply in economics. Because in these places, some of the cities I mentioned are highly populated. And as you already know, land in economics is fixed in supply. This means they don't make any more lands, even though in some places they do land reclamation or they reclaim land from the sea, but generally it's taking that land is fixed in supply. This means that no new lands are being produced. So in places where land are in high demand, like in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt. So because of the limited supply in land or the fixed supply in land, the prices always go up because the cities are overpopulated and they need more real estate investments in housing so that people can find places to live. So real estate is a sector which I'm involved in. I have family members that have invested in real estate or are involved in the real estate process, including myself. By extension, I'm into construction as well. So this is one of the places you should look into investing in Nigeria from personal experiences. In real estate investment, you not only get passive income, but it's an investment pathway that can lead to complete retirement or early retirement. So you can retire on the funds or the gains from your real estate. So this is one of the sectors that got a good outlook. So you should consider real estate. A practical way you can purchase land anywhere in Nigeria is by referral. If you have family members that have bought lands, you can ask them on ways you can purchase land to avoid getting into bad hands. I'm into real estate as well. So if you're in Port Harcourt and you're looking to purchase land, I could help out in this regards. So yes, you should definitely look into real estate because here in Nigeria, lands are as cheap as 300,000 naira, 700,000 naira, depending on the location you're after. And normally you profit from real estate when you buy, not necessarily when you sell. So if you buy land for 300,000, 700,000, a million naira, 7 million, in the next 10 years, that same land can go as much as for 20 million, 30 million. And if you're looking, to earn passively from real estate, because I'm more into passive income rather than active selling of portfolios for active income, I'll recommend you buy maybe 2 or 3 to 5 plots, so that in future you could sell some of them and use them to build maybe private property, commercial property, industrial property, or any other investment you would like to go into. So this is my take, and this is my personal opinion. It's not professional advice, but from experience, some of the apartments you see us renovate are apartments of people I know personally, and I know the business and how it operates and how it functions. So I can say that real estate is a good investment pathway to look into. The second way you can invest in Nigeria is to invest in a side hustle or invest in a business. As you all know, business is one of the pathways to really earn income in Nigeria. Business is all about solving problem and giving value in exchange for money. As you already know, price is perceived value. So the money you get is as a result of the value you offer. So if you're looking into Nigeria, there are many opportunities you could look into. You could look into starting a side hustle. You could look into starting a business and investing your funds into the business by giving value and getting more money in return. Example of a side hustle or a side business or something you can do in the side is any skill you've got additionally in your spare time. YouTube could be a platform for you to give that skill or share that skill in exchange for money. Or you can even do online courses, online videos about your skill, and you could put them in platforms that are paid subscription. So that way people go there to watch them or gain the knowledge or the value you share in exchange for money. There are other businesses or other problems you could solve, and in exchange you get money from it. The third way you can invest in Nigeria is through stocks. This is something I first invested in around 2 years ago, and it's a venture that could be profitable as well. Me personally, I believe in investing in dividend paying stock. So what does stock or share means? This means basically that you are going to own an ownership of a business when you invest in the share or the stock of a business. Let's say now you invest in Dangote Cement, or you invest in Nigerian breweries, or you invest in Zenith Bank, or you invest in UBA Bank. What it means is that you are buying a certain percentage of ownership in the business, and at the end of the financial year, you either gain capital appreciation, you get dividends, more like profits from the business. That way you are earning passively from your shares or your stock. So it's just like you giving a company some money for them to do business. Basically, you buy into the ownership of the company by giving them some money. Let's say you give them 2 million naira, example, and when they are done with business at the end of the year, maybe the next year, they pay you dividends, maybe quarterly or annually. And that business, that dividend is more like profit they got from running their business with your money, or as a result of you being a shareholder or a party to the business. So that is one of the third pathways of investing. Just give you a practical example. Let's say you invested 1 million naira in a bank or in an institution, and the shares are sold for 1 naira per shares. So you investing 1 million naira into the business, you are getting 1 million shares. And let's say the institution pays you 20 kobo at the end of the financial year. It means for your 1 million shares, you're having 200,000 at the end of the year. So this is one way you can earn passively in Nigeria by investing. The third thing you can invest in Nigeria is Treasury Bills. In simple terms, Treasury Bills or FGN bond is money you lend to the federal government of a country or federal government of Nigeria, and they pay you interest on it. Normally, the primary offer is issued by the Central Bank of Nigeria. They are normally issued to big institutions like banks, But you could approach your banks or financial institutions or partners, like all these investment companies, and they can buy on your behalf fractional bonds on your behalf. And that way you can earn as much as 13% from Treasury bills or government bonds, federal government bonds. Another thing you can invest in Nigeria is transportation. So transportation, I know, is a scary part to invest in because people feel like if you are not the one directly involved or in the business, that you would end up with losses. This method is a bit different from when people say investing in transportation. Let's say you already have an existing business where you sell commodities to people. You can buy this mini truck and get someone to drive it for you privately. And at the end of the week, the person pays return to you. To give you a practical example, I know someone that owns a building material business. And as you know, building material business involves goods and stocking and warehousing and stuff like that. So when you purchase goods from the person bought the truck and gave it to an independent driver. And the driver basically stays in the store there almost the whole day. So when you buy goods from the person, the independent driver there running the truck as his own business will deliver the goods independently for the person, and at the end of the week the person pays you like 20,000 naira per week for that small truck. You can see, so 20,000 a week times 4 is about 100,000. And the interesting thing about this model is that the liability is shifted to the driver or the operator of the truck. Basically, you don't have to pay for any maintenance or any tire changes or any oil changes or any servicing of the vehicle. You're only concerned at the end of the week you bring your returns for the vehicle. So imagine having a return of 20,000 weekly. In a month, you have about 100,000 with no liability, no losses, or anything whatsoever. So that is the model. And within a year or two, covered your initial investment, and you still have your capital, which is the truck, still with you. So you still maintain ownership of the truck. This is not hire purchase. The sixth way you can invest in Nigeria, or this is not really an investment pathway, but it's a way that can save your money from inflation. This method will be, saving your money in a foreign currency. I know this is not something very patriotic to say, but that is the truth and the practical reality of things in Nigeria. Example, in 2016, dollar sold for about 300 naira. So if you had in 2016 100 million naira, it means you had about 300,000 US dollars. But today, imagine you wanted to invest or start a business with that money, or you want to do a foreign investment with that money. That money in naira, 100 million, with the current trading of $1 for about 850 naira. In today's money, you have only about $117,000. So basically, with the constant devaluation of the naira, you've been losing for nothing. You've been losing value of your money for nothing. But rather than losing that value, you could still maintain that value or hold the value of your money by having it in a foreign pair that is much more stable and stronger. That way, in 2023, if you had to convert that $300,000 which you saved, it will be a lot of money, and you could use it for any investment you wish to go into, possibly today in Nigeria. So these 5 investment pathways I've listed are practical examples, and I deem them to be safe and profitable. Also, just mention, this is not financial advice. This is me discussing things that I've done in the past. I know close family relatives that have done, and I can see them to be very profitable. That's why I'm sharing this information. If you find this video to be informative, don't forget to like the video, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss subsequent updates and new videos on this channel. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Emmanuel, and I'll see you in the next one.